Have you noticed how some people drain your energy the moment they enter? What if real self-respect isn't fighting back, but mastering your inner balance? Stay calm, stay aware. Let your silence speak louder than their noise. Today, learn to observe without absorbing and protect your peace with quiet power. Knowing your inner value means understanding that your worth is not something others can give or take away. It does not rise when someone praises you, and it does not fall when someone criticizes you. Your value is not measured by how many people approve of you, support you, or understand you. It is not defined by applause, followers, or social labels. Your value exists because you exist. It is a birthright, not a reward. When you forget this truth, you begin searching for validation outside of yourself. You try to please, to prove, to fit in. You shrink to make others comfortable. Each compromise chips away at the quiet certainty of who you really are. You start believing the world has the authority to declare your worth. Yet the world only sees fragments of you. It sees what you show, not what you are. Inner value is an inner knowing. It is the understanding that the source of your strength lives within your own awareness. You do not become powerful because someone reminds you. You are powerful because you remember. The more you rely on external validation, the more fragile your confidence becomes. A single insult can shake you. A small rejection can break you. You become reactive instead of grounded. The moment you let someone's opinion form your identity, you give them the remote control to your emotions. They say one negative word and suddenly you spiral into doubt. That is not respect. That is imprisonment. To know your value is to stand firmly rooted in your truth, even when others misunderstand you. Some people will project their insecurities onto you. Some will try to make you feel small so they can feel bigger. Some will judge you based on stories they invented in their own minds, but their stories are not your reality. Their perception is not your identity. When you stop needing their approval, their judgment loses its power. You begin to notice a shift within. You walk differently, not to impress, but because you no longer carry the weight of seeking acceptance. Your voice becomes calm instead of loud because confidence no longer needs to shout. You stop defending every action, explaining every choice, or convincing people to believe in you. You know who you are, and that knowledge is enough. The mountain does not bow because someone doubts its height. It simply stands unmoved because its existence speaks louder than any opinion. Knowing your value also means accepting both your strengths and your flaws. It's easy to feel worthy when you succeed. The real mastery is looking at your mistakes and still saying, I am worthy. You do not become less valuable because you fell. You become more powerful because you rise. Growth does not reduce your value, it reveals it. Every wound you heal, every fear you face, every challenge you overcome shapes the depth of your character. Your value is built from experience, not perfection. There will be people who cannot see your worth. That is fine. They were never meant to. Some minds are too limited to recognize greatness. Others are too consumed by envy to acknowledge beauty. You do not need them to confirm what you already know within. Respect from others becomes a reflection, not a necessity. Approval becomes a gift, not oxygen. Praise becomes pleasant, not addictive. You begin to love yourself for who you are when no one is watching. The day you stop measuring yourself by external scales is the day you become free. Free from performing, free from pretending, free from shrinking. Your value is not up for negotiation. It does not rise with compliments or collapse under criticism. It stays constant like the steady beat of your heart. When you know this, toxic people lose the power to make you doubt yourself. Their voices become noise. Their behavior becomes a mirror of their own pain, not a reflection of your identity. Stand tall in the truth of who you are. You are enough before anyone approves, successful before anyone notices, worthy before anyone validates. Self-respect begins the moment you choose to believe in your own value, without waiting for the world to agree. Choosing calm over conflict is not a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate display of strength. Anyone can shout, argue, explode, and react. Very few can remain composed when provoked. Calmness is not the absence of emotion. It is the mastery of emotion. It's the ability to feel the fire rise inside you and still choose peace. Those who carry conflict inside crave reaction from others. They look for fuel to feed their negativity. When you refuse to react, their fire loses oxygen. Your silence becomes a shield. Most people believe they must defend themselves at every moment. They fear that silence means surrender, or that calmness means they have lost the argument. They think that by reacting louder or faster they regain control. In truth, reacting gives away your control. When someone can trigger you, you are no longer leading the moment. They are. They press a button and you respond like a machine programmed by their intentions. Calmness breaks that cycle. Calmness says, I decide my energy, not you. Silence with awareness is a language that speaks louder than shouting ever will. It communicates that you recognize the chaos in front of you, but you choose not to step into it. When someone tries to drag you into conflict, staying still becomes your victory. The loudness outside cannot shake the quiet inside when your peace is anchored deep. Calmness is not passive. It requires immense discipline. It means you observe before you answer. You breathe before you speak. You allow space for clarity instead of letting your emotions rush ahead without understanding. In conflict, most people listen only to respond. Calm individuals listen to understand. That is why their words carry weight. They speak less, but with intention. Their presence is steady like a mountain. Noise may crash around them, yet they remain rooted. Those who try to provoke them feel their own power shrink because they cannot disturb what is centered. Calmness disarms manipulation. When someone expects anger and receives peace instead, their plan collapses. There is a deep intelligence in silence. Reaction is surface-level instinct. Response is thoughtful awareness. When someone attacks with words, reacting might satisfy the ego temporarily, but often creates deeper wounds. Calmness protects you from saying things that later become weapons against your own soul. You cannot unsay what anger forces out. The more impulsive your reaction, the more regretful your reflection. Calmness prevents that regret. Energy never lies. When your energy shifts to anger, you give toxic people what they want: access to your emotional world. Conflict-hungry individuals thrive on attention. They want to feel important by being the cause of your chaos. Calmness denies them that importance. Your stillness forces them to face their own turbulence without you becoming part of it. Calm people are not detached from reality. They see deeper into situations and people. They understand that most conflicts are not about truth, but about wounded egos. A person who attacks you is often expressing what they feel about themselves. Their anger is a mask for their insecurity. When you stay calm, you are able to see what lies beneath the surface. You stop taking things personally. You respond with wisdom instead of matching their vibration. Choosing calm does not mean avoiding boundaries. You can be firm without raising your voice. You can disagree without disrespect. Calmness does not silence your truth, it amplifies it. People pay attention when the calm person finally speaks. The world pauses. Words delivered from peace hit deeper than any shout ever could. Peace is power that does not need to prove itself. Your calmness can transform environments. It can cool down heated minds. It can turn arguments into conversations. It can dissolve tension without a single word. The one who stays calm controls the direction of the moment. There will be times when calmness feels difficult. The urge to react will feel overwhelming. Your pride will scream to defend itself. Yet every time you breathe through that impulse, you grow stronger. Calmness is a daily choice, a discipline that shapes leaders, healers, and masters of their own life. When you choose calm over conflict, you protect your peace, your dignity, and your energy. You prove that your inner world cannot be controlled by someone else's chaos. You become a silent force that stands tall even in storms. Calmness is not the lack of power. Calmness is power perfected. To observe without absorbing is one of the greatest skills of inner strength. Every day, you walk through a world full of emotions that are not yours. People carry storms within them, and without awareness, those storms can become your weather too. You enter a room calm, but someone's anger begins to tighten your chest. You feel your mood shift and wonder why. You absorb their energy without even realizing it. Most people do this unconsciously. They become containers for others' fear, insecurity, jealousy, and frustration. They adopt emotions that do not belong to them, and then wonder why they feel so heavy. Observation frees you from that burden. Observation means looking at what is happening without letting it enter your inner world. It means understanding that when someone behaves with cruelty or disrespect, it is a reflection of their own pain, not your worth. Their actions may be loud, but they are not a message about who you are. Hurt people project their wounds. Fearful people project their doubt. Insecure people try to make others feel small. The moment you absorb their projection, you turn their story into your belief. You begin to think you are the problem when in reality, you are simply witnessing their struggle. To observe is to become a witness instead of a sponge. You watch the storm, but you do not become the storm. You let the emotions around you pass by like clouds through the sky. Clouds come and go, but the sky remains untouched. You are that sky. The storm cannot destroy you unless you invite it inside. There is deep wisdom in noticing how your body reacts before your mind understands. The tightening chest, the shallow breath, the rising tension, those signals show that you are absorbing energy that isn't yours. Awareness gives you the choice to release it instead. When you observe consciously, you create space between yourself and the situation. That space is freedom. You see the person in front of you more clearly. You notice their trembling voice revealing fear. You notice the forced smile hiding insecurity. You notice the anger rooted in their own self-doubt. Suddenly, their behavior becomes understandable instead of personal. Compassion replaces resentment. Clarity replaces confusion. You stop fighting shadows and start recognizing the source of the darkness. Observation does not mean tolerating disrespect. It means understanding what is happening so you can respond wisely instead of reacting blindly. You can stand firm in your boundaries without letting the negativity invade your peace. You walk away without carrying their chaos with you. You allow yourself to feel empathy but refuse to carry their emotional weight. You remain the still mountain, no matter how fiercely the winds try to shake you. Some people seek to provoke because they want company in their suffering. They spread negativity like a contagion. The moment you absorb it, they succeed in pulling you into their frequency. But when you observe their negativity fails to spread, it dissolves in the presence of your awareness. That is real power. The power to stand near turbulence and remain steady. The power to let others' emotions pass without becoming defined by them. Not everything you feel is yours. True maturity comes when you pause and ask, is this emotion coming from me or from the energy around me? Sometimes the weight you think you carry is only borrowed from someone else. Return it to the air. Release it with a breath. Let it go without explanation. Those who master observation walk through life lighter, calmer, and clearer. They do not carry unnecessary stress. They do not drown in others' storms. They do not mistake projection for truth. Their awareness protects them. Their peace becomes unshakable. They remain rooted in their own energy regardless of who stands before them. Observe, don't absorb. Watch the storm, do not become it. Stay grounded like a mountain, steady like the earth beneath you. Let the world swirl around you while you stand strong in your own inner sky. Guarding your energy with invisible boundaries means understanding that not everyone deserves access to your inner world. You do not need to raise your voice, explain your worth, or justify your limits. Boundaries become strongest when they are woven into your presence, felt without being spoken. Some boundaries are set through words, but the most powerful ones are set through silence, distance, and self-respect. When someone disrespects you, you don't fight for respect. You simply withdraw your energy, and that withdrawal becomes a statement louder than confrontation ever could. Every human carries energy. Your presence alone affects the environments you walk into. Some people feel lighter when you are near. Others feel intimidated because they sense your strength. There are also those who try to drain that power, to take advantage of your kindness, time, or attention. Without awareness, you may give too much to those who give nothing in return. Invisible boundaries protect you from becoming a reservoir where others dump their chaos. They remind the world that your peace is sacred territory, not public property. People often believe boundaries require arguments or explanations. They think they must persuade others to respect them. Yet persuasion is unnecessary when your energy communicates clearly. Someone who once manipulated you will feel a shift when your boundary grows within. They will notice how their words no longer hit your heart, how your silence no longer seeks understanding, how your presence no longer bends to please. They feel the door closing, even if you never touch the handle. Invisible boundaries are built through choices. You choose where your time flows. You choose who receives your attention. You choose who gets close enough to influence your emotions. When you protect your focus, drama loses access. When you protect your peace, conflict loses power. The people who thrive on chaos cannot survive in your calm. They become uncomfortable and either rise to your level or remove themselves. That is the beauty of silent boundaries. You do not push anyone away. Your energy decides who stays and who leaves. There will always be those who test your boundaries. They will attempt to guilt you, shame you, or convince you that protecting yourself is selfish. But selfishness is draining others to feed yourself. Boundaries are the opposite. Boundaries prevent others from feeding on you. They create balance. They ensure that your giving does not become self-destruction. You have every right to step back from what disturbs your heart. You have every right to choose silence where you once chose explanation. You have every right to walk away from anything that makes you question your worth. The most powerful boundary is simply knowing who you are. When your value is clear to you, it becomes clear to others. You no longer tolerate disrespect disguised as love. You stop entertaining inconsistency disguised as effort. You stop allowing harmful behavior just because you care. Caring about others cannot cost you your well-being. The moment you realize this, your invisible boundaries grow sharper and stronger. Your absence becomes your boundary too. When someone crosses a line repeatedly, you don't fight harder. You step back. Distance reveals truth. People suddenly understand the privilege of your presence when it is no longer available. Silence exposes intentions faster than any confrontation. Absence teaches lessons that words never could. Invisible boundaries also mean refusing to explain your inner decisions. You don't have to justify why someone no longer has access to you. You don't need to provide closure to someone who created the imbalance. Your peace is explanation enough. Your actions deliver the message. I choose myself. I choose clarity. I choose peace. Guarding your energy is not coldness. It is wisdom shaped by experience. It means offering your heart only to those who know how to hold it. It means choosing environments that nourish you, not drain you. It means understanding that the right people never ask you to lower your boundaries to accommodate their behavior. Protect your peace quietly, hold your power gently, let your boundaries live in your energy, not just your words. When you withdraw from disrespect, you rise into dignity. When you guard your energy, you honor your soul. And those who truly value you will always feel that boundary and respect it without being told. Practicing compassionate detachment means recognizing the hidden wounds behind toxic behavior without allowing that behavior to enter your heart. It is the balance between understanding and protection, empathy and self-respect. You see someone struggling, hurting or acting out of fear, yet you refuse to make their storm your home. Detachment does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop bleeding for people who cut you. It means you love with wisdom instead of sacrificing yourself trying to save someone who does not want to be saved. Many people carry emotional wounds so deep that they spill their pain onto others. They criticize because they feel insecure. They control because they feel powerless. They push away love because they fear abandonment. When you practice compassionate detachment, you learn to look beyond the reaction and see the root. Anger becomes a cry for help. Manipulation becomes a shield for fear. Arrogance becomes a mask for shame. You begin to understand that behavior is only a surface. The soul beneath is trying to cope with something unseen. However, understanding their pain does not mean allowing them to disrespect your peace. There is a difference between compassion and martyrdom. Compassion says, I see your struggle. Martyrdom says, let me suffer so you don't have to. Compassion helps others stand. Martyrdom lets others lean on you until you collapse. When you sacrifice your well-being to heal someone else, you are not helping them grow, you are weakening yourself. You cannot heal someone by dying inside. You cannot carry someone so far that you lose your own direction. Compassionate detachment is the courage to say, I care but I will not drown with you. You can stand at the shore and offer a hand, but you do not jump into every ocean of chaos. Some people don't want a solution. They want attention or control. They thrive on pulling others into their suffering. If you join them, you become part of the problem. Detachment allows you to extend love without inheriting their pain. You remain open-hearted but not open-wounded. This form of love is strong, not soft. It requires emotional maturity. When someone tries to provoke or manipulate you, you do not respond from a place of hurt. You pause, you observe. You keep your peace intact. You understand the behavior without accepting the chaos. You hold compassion in one hand and boundaries in the other. You allow your heart to remain kind while your feet remain grounded. Compassionate detachment teaches freedom. You free yourself from the heavy responsibility of fixing everyone. You free others from dependency on your emotional support. You stop believing that their happiness depends on your sacrifice. You start seeing relationships with clarity. Some people belong close, others from a distance. Distance can be love too. Sometimes the most compassionate thing you can do is step back and let someone face their own reflection. Pain shapes growth. Interference delays it. Forgiveness becomes easier when you detach. You realize that their actions were a reflection of their inner wounds, not of your worth. You begin releasing resentment not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. Your heart softens without becoming vulnerable to harm. You offer kindness without abandoning yourself. You remain loving without losing identity. This practice also transforms loneliness into liberation. When you detach from unhealthy attachments, your soul breathes again. You discover that love does not have to hurt to be real. It does not demand your exhaustion. It does not require self-betrayal. Love that destroys you is not love, it is attachment disguised as affection. Compassionate detachment allows you to love fully while staying whole. You can walk away with grace. You can say no without guilt. You can let go without bitterness. You can choose distance without hatred. Those who truly value you will never require you to sacrifice your peace. Those who do will fall away when you choose yourself. Your heart was not created to be a storage room for the pain of others. It was designed to radiate love, not absorb suffering. Practice compassionate detachment. Understand without absorbing, love without losing yourself. Offer kindness without surrendering peace. That is the highest form of strength. Breathing, pausing, and responding is the art of stepping into your power before your emotions drag you into chaos. Every moment of conflict, stress, or misunderstanding begins with a spark inside you. That spark is the urge to react. It rises quickly, fueled by ego, anger, fear, or frustration. Most people let that spark become a fire without a single second of awareness. Words fly out. Emotions explode, regret follows. The mind feels hijacked. Yet all of this can transform through one simple act of breath. The breath is a bridge between your emotion and your awareness. When a challenge appears, your breath either becomes shallow and frantic or deep and grounding. That instant determines whether you are controlled by the situation or in control of yourself. Taking a conscious breath creates a sacred pause. In that pause, you become the observer rather than the puppet of your impulses. You feel the emotion rise, but you do not let it rule you. You create space for clarity to enter before your ego takes command. Reaction is fast, automatic, and often destructive. Response is intentional, thoughtful, and wise. When you react, you echo the chaos around you. When you respond, you redirect the situation toward peace. The person who can pause before acting is not weak. They are powerful. They hold themselves instead of letting circumstances hold them. Responding is choosing alignment over impulse. It is honoring your values rather than your temporary emotions. There will always be moments when someone pushes your buttons, trying to pull you into their storm. The ego wants to win, prove, defend, argue. It wants the last word. Ego says, if I don't respond now, I look weak. Awareness says, if I respond now, I may betray my own peace. The breath gives you a choice. It reminds you that silence can be strength, stillness can be authority. A calm mind can defeat chaos without a single blow. Pausing is not hesitation, it is wisdom in motion. It is the moment you decide whether your energy will be invested or wasted. You ask yourself silently, is this worth my peace? Does this deserve my voice? What outcome do I truly want? That brief reflection shifts you from being emotionally reactive to being consciously present. Your communication becomes clearer, your tone softer, your decisions cleaner. You respond from your values instead of your wounds. Breathing through tension keeps the body grounded. It stops anxiety from rising into panic. It slows the heart so the mind can think. It turns anger into understanding and fear into courage. A single deep breath tells your nervous system that you are safe, no matter how loud the world becomes. That feeling of safety is what gives birth to clarity. A person who breathes through conflict sees deeper into the situation. They see the intention behind words. They hear what is not said. They read energy, not just language. Mastering the sacred pause does not mean you will never feel triggered. You will. You are human. The goal is not to eliminate emotion, but to guide it. When you pause, your emotion becomes your teacher rather than your master. You learn why something triggered you. You learn what boundary needs strengthening. You learn what wound still needs healing. Every breath becomes a moment of growth. As you practice responding instead of reacting, people begin to treat you differently. They notice that they cannot shake you easily. They feel the silent authority of your presence. You become someone whose voice carries weight because you don't use it recklessly. Your calmness becomes influence. Your stillness becomes leadership. Breathe, pause, respond. This is the sequence that turns chaos into clarity, conflict into understanding, and impulsiveness into mastery. The world may move fast, but your wisdom does not have to. The one who pauses wins. The one who breathes leads. The one who responds commands life instead of being controlled by it. Self-respect is not built in loud victories. It is forged quietly in the unseen battles within you. Every moment you choose calm over chaos, awareness over reaction, observation over absorption, you rise into a higher version of yourself. You stop allowing the world to decide your value. You stop letting toxic energy rewrite your truth. You become the guardian of your own peace. The world may continue to test you. There will always be people who carry storms inside them, trying to pull you into their weather. Yet your strength lies in remembering that you are not the storm. You are the mountain beneath it. Their words may come like wind, their behavior like thunder, their intentions like lightning, but none of it has the power to move you when your roots are deep. Your silence becomes wisdom. Your boundaries become energy. Your detachment becomes freedom. Your breath becomes your weapon. You live from the inside out, anchored in values that no one can corrupt or take away. Respect is no longer something you chase. It is something you radiate. Those who once tried to bring you down will be left facing the mirror of their own actions as your presence stands unchanged. Keep choosing stillness when others shout. Keep observing when others react. Keep loving wisely even when others fear love. Peace is not given by the world, it is created by you. And once you master the quiet within, no noise outside can ever break you again.